Okay, so I just got this handle welded on here so I can put the clutch lever here. I took and cut this piece of handlebar off of the four-wheeler that I pulled the rear axle out of. And then I took and I built a little sleeve out of just some flat stock to kind of take up the majority of the space. And then just welded those in, welded the sleeve in, or welded that spacer in, and then welded in the handlebar there. So now I can get my clutch cable taken out of the cable here, get that cable out, and then route it over to this side. Hopefully it's long enough I can just run it over and hook it up to at least try it and see if I'm going to like it there or not. But that's going to be the easiest, quickest solution to coming up with something for the clutch. If I don't like it on the shifter there, I can always move it and do a pedal or something different later on. But I think I'm going to try it there for now and see how I like it. Okay, so I got this all kind of hooked up, and I was able to just use the existing cable I already had built for that clutch lever there. So now I'll have a clutch lever there. And then I was messing around with, because it would die as soon as I put it into gear, and I thought it was from clutch dragging because it obviously wasn't disengaging all the way. But it still should have spun because there was no resistance on it. So I got to looking around, and there was this brake switch, I think is what it was. It went to the rear brake pedal, I believe is what it was hooked to. And so I just taped the switch down, and then it stays running as soon as you put it into gear. It doesn't just automatically die. So I'm working on this first Jackshaft right now. What I'm doing is I pulled the rotor loose from the hub unit, and then I am able to turn it to be able to line up with the Allen set screw on the inside there. I can run a long socket through with the Allen on it and tighten up that hub. Alrighty guys, so here's what I've been doing. I got this third bearing plate put on here. I did that just so it wouldn't flex the end of the shaft and bend it or break it. And then now what I'm going to do is I need to get this sprocket lined up with the rest of them, and get this one all lined up as well. Get them tightened down, get the chain on. And then I need to go over to this other side, and I cut the shaft off so it's the correct length now as well. All the bearing plates are welded on. And then what I can do is I can come to this side and I can get this sprocket lined up for the rear. And then what I'm going to do is I got to pull this plate off because the chain is wider than this sprocket. It's not actually... it's a little bit bigger chain than this originally had. So it kind of hits the corner of this right here a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop that off, bolt it back, or just bolt the clamp together, and then all the chain stuff will be done. So we'll get all that stuff done, knocking stuff over. Okay, so I'm building the harness bar to mount the harnesses in the back to bolt them to. So I just notched both ends and then welded a nut to the inside. And the way I did that is I just drilled the 1/2-inch hole in the middle, drilled 2 1/4-inch holes on the outside. I feed the nut in from the end, thread a bolt into it, pull it up, and then I can just weld it through the little 1/4-inch holes, weld to the nut, just tack it up there in place, and then I can weld that harness bar in. So that's what I'm doing here. Alrighty guys, so the oil cooler is now mounted solid. Got that all hooked up, just welded these little brackets on here that I made, put a slot in them. All the bearing plates are now welded on solid. This chain's done. One more chain to go on the other side. The harness is now fully mounted and ready to go. See, just bolted that on there, and then that way it leaves this side nice and smooth. So harness is all in, bolted down. Okay guys, so the rear chain is all finally hooked up. All the chains are hooked up and tensioned. This one tensions using the bearing. It's on a cam kind of setup. So that's all tight and ready to go. I'm gonna hook this thing up to the ceiling hoist and spin it up just to make sure the clutch works and all the gears work and make sure that all the chains are aligned well. So we're gonna do that here now, and we'll be one step closer. So let's see how this goes. Alrighty guys, this thing, when it spins up, the tires get all ballooned out. I don't know if you could quite tell in the video, but they balloon up kind of like a drag car does, where the tires get taller and then skinnier. But This thing's gonna be stupid fast. I can't wait to give it a test drive. I gotta get brakes hooked up before I do that, which that'll be in the next video. I'm gonna get the carburetors rebuilt, as well as get the wiring harness built and get the brake stuff finished up. So should have a test drive in the next video. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you already haven't, and I will see you in the next one.